Hey folks, we all are ready for the next roll. Back again. Hope you had a good lunch break. I did. You get that point where your snow coverage is just in the shadows. And that's the only place where you got snow left because it's above freezing. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Nice sunny bright day here in North Carolina. Just a little tiny bit of snow left. Kids are out there trying to scoop up the little bits of ice and stuff and play with them. They're not having a whole lot of luck. Can't possibly be having a whole lot of fun with it either. Well, here's my chip for the wrapper. The wrapper is this. It's Fed Reserve Branch Bank Pittsburgh. It's an original 1959 Philadelphia roll. Here we go. There's one end. There's the other end. And that and my 50 names are going to go into the bag. Oh, farm dog. Everybody all mixed up really good in there. I get my tool out, open everything up, get it started. I'm gonna pick through another row of pennies. Come on. I'm trying to make a breakthrough here. There we go. This tool that I'm using to get this open is made of plastic, so there's no chance it's going to scratch the coins or anything. Plus I'm not just barely even touching the coins. Not scraping against them at all. Just scraping straight up against the paper. We got the roll open now. Of course, with 1959 Philadelphia, we're going to be looking for double die obverses, double die reverses. We've got a couple of double die lids that we could be looking for. We've got a couple of nice double die obverses, a couple of nice double die reverses. We're going to pick anything out of here we can. That's for sure. Okay, here's my roll. And for coin number 1. Hey, Jim Fletcher. We're going to go with Ron Fry. Ron Fry is our first coin getter for the roll. Of course, this one's going to have just a little bit of stuff on it because it's the outside of the wrapper. It's the outside of the roll. It does have some pretty nice toning with it. Not seeing anything doubled on this side. Let's take a look at the other side. See what we can see. Nice fresh looking dies here. Nice. Hey, Sherman. Oh, my Sherm dog decided to join us. Okay, coin number 1's got nothing on it. You can lay underneath me. It's okay. Come on over here. Get all comfy and everything, because we're going to be going out for a long walk after this show. After these messages, we'll be going for a long walk. There, big boy. Hey, Jessica. Adam Chambers. Adam Chambers gets coin number 2 in the roll. These have that kind of rusty golden red color. Kind of a deeper color. Could turn out to be a spotty roll. It looks pretty good. Hey, look at that die break. Little die break up inside the top of the E. Coin Junkie. He's back. There's Adam Chambers' coin. Coin number 2. Let's take a look for who gets coin number 3. Coin number 3 will be Eddie Jams. Nice shiny coin. Had to get 3 coins deep. Nothing going on in the obverse for this one. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. And I'm kind of pausing here because I think I see a minor double die. But it's kind of hard to tell with this scope. Alright, let me pick it up and take a look at it with my loupe. Nope, nothing. Darn it. Thought I saw something that could have been good. Hey, Mayas coins. Alright, let's see who is going to take home the next coin. Paul Hampton. Let's see what's on the coin. Bunch of die scratches. Nice earlier dice date, as is evidenced by the fact that the design is very sharp. Nice sharp design on the obverse. Unfortunately, nothing to take home with it. Let's take a look at the reverse. Ooh, a nice very sharp reverse as well. As you probably well know, 1959 is the first year for the memorial cent. It marked the 150th anniversary since the passing, or since the birth of Abraham Lincoln. 1959 was 150 years since 1809, which is when Abraham Lincoln was born. The Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. was the subject choice for the reverse of the Lincoln cent beginning that year. It was designed by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparo. Paul Hampton, who coincidentally was born in 1909, the first year of the Lincoln cent. His design was selected and used when he was 50 years old. The one coin that had the wheat reverse, the one coin known that had the wheat reverse, was a 1959 Denver, and it is controversial in nature that some people believe that it was a clandestine make, that it was made kind of slid through the back door of the mint, and it wasn't really ever actually supposed to go into circulation. There are no 1959 Philadelphia minted mule coins known. A mule being, you know what a mule is in real life, it's a cross between a horse and a donkey. A mule in coins is an obverse and reverse that don't belong together, minted into a coin. Steve looking for silver. There is, for instance, a mule known of a Sacagawea dollar with a Washington quarter obverse. So you got the Washington quarter obverse and the Sacagawea eagle on the reverse on a $1 coin, minted in that golden colored brass planchet. Those were from 2000, I believe. 2000 or 2001. I think they were 2000. And well, there were about a dozen of those known. Eddie Jams. Eddie Jams gets coin number 7. Take a look here. See what we've got on coin number 7. I'm watching especially the In God We Trust. I'm looking at Liberty. I'm looking underneath the L for a possible bar. I'm also watching the date for any extra thickness or other idiosyncrasies there. I'm watching the outside edges of the lettering in God We Trust, or in United States of America in 1 cent, for any possible notching. That it's going to show us that it's got doubling on it. I'm watching for clashes. I'm watching for any struck through areas, laminations, dropped letters, incomplete planchets, broken planchets. I sound like Forrest Gump now. Bald shrimp, broiled shrimp, shrimp scampi. I'm looking for anything that's not quote unquote normal. Anything looks outside the realm of minting and normal ink and cent, we're going to pick up on it here. Right here in the Coppercoins studios. I should really be a commercial voice person. Join us this Saturday for the Festival of Rolls. The Festival of Rolls. I think I'm going to have a Festival of Rolls. I'm going to have a spring cleaning sale. The spring cleaning sale is going to take place before too long. I'm willing to punish myself again by selling 1,000 rolls in a day. We're going to do a spring cleaning sale probably sometime in March. Be looking to sell off a couple of thousand rolls of pennies. See what you guys might want to give me for what I got left. Hey, look at that. We've already got the wrapper taken care of. Well, the wrapper goes to Eric Beyer. And let me mark that wrapper. E-B-E-Y-E-R. Eric Beyer. And there it is right there. And I'm going to put it inside this Pittsburgh Branch Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland wrapper. And Sissy Atwell. Sissy Atwell comes next. Turned blue on your way in. Is it that cold? Nothing on the obverse. Sometimes you hit on these rolls. When you do hit, you hit big, because all of the better doubled dies in this, you'll find a few of them in the roll. If you find one, you'll find a few, and they are somewhat valuable, especially the cherry picker listed die varieties in this issue. Nice uncirculated examples can bring $15-20 or more. Oh, you turned blue. That's what you meant. I thought you meant your skin turned blue. Yeah, it must be really cold. Of course, when it's really cold, your skin turns black, but we won't talk about that. That's frostbite for you. Take a look at the other side here. This one's going to be Mike Birchman's coin. These are nice early die state coins, early to mid die state. Very fresh design used on this coin. It's first year of this design. I'll show you how cold it is. Okay. Here, look at this. That's how cold it is. Dog's camped out right next to the fireplace. You gonna toast your toes over there, big boy? We'll end up toasting his toes. Right. Go back here. Keep moving along. We got coin number 11 now. Hello, Shannon. Got up to 43 today, did you? I don't even think we hit 43 yesterday. Today, I think we're probably up to about 50 degrees. I know one thing, snow's melting pretty fast. This reverse is a little bit later than the other ones that we've been seeing. Just a little later. It's a mid-die state. Alright, Adam Chambers, coin number 11. And coin number 12. Coin number 12 will go to Sissy Atwell. Here's your coin, Sissy. I don't know if she's in here right now. Hi, Blue Sandy. I don't think I've seen Sissy during this broadcast. We have 22 people watching right now. I only got 15 likes. Means there's 7 people out there who either don't like this or forgot to smash that button. All you gotta do is hit the thumbs up. It'll turn blue. Hey, you're golden from there. Give us a like on your way in. I gotta put that on the screen somewhere. Actually, there is something I needed to do. And I forgot to do it before the broadcast. I'll just go ahead and do it now, and then we'll talk about it after I get it done. And it's Sissy Atwell's coin number 12. Give me just a minute. I have to do just a little bit of finagling here. There's a new email address to share with you guys. Right there on the screen. Mail call at coppercoins.com. You can email that email address. Send me questions about coins. If it's about a specific coin, I need really good photos of the obverse and reverse, pointing out any areas that you're asking about. But coins in general, mostly Lincoln cents is what I'm asking for, actually. So let's do Lincoln cents in general. You can ask me any questions about any part of, mintage of, or anything about the Lincoln cent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work toward trying to group those by category, more or less. Answer questions for you. I'm going to get your questions, put them together, and answer them with nice visual aids. Oh, there goes my microscope. Here we go. It blinks off and on every once in a while. Not really sure why it does that. And then on Mondays, starting in March, I'm going to have a show. It's probably going to be a 20, 30, 40-minute long show where I will answer those questions, and I'll show you with visual aids how I arrived at the answer to those questions. Give you a nice educational outlook on your experience in collecting Lincoln cents. So whatever you want to ask about Lincoln cents, you can ask. So for instance, if you wanted to ask if this line in the bay next to Lincoln is normal, or if it's a double die, I'd be able to answer that question. Then I give you nice visual aids that would show you how and why I arrived at the answer to that question. So that was lucky number 13 for Joe McBride. We're going to move on to number 14. Coin number 14. So far 13 coins in. We have no die varieties. That doesn't mean we won't run into one. It just means we haven't so far. Shannon finally got a day off. And we're looking for coins of good meaning here, something that we can actually have a conversation about. Haven't found anything yet, though. Got some pretty looking coins here. I mean, there's nice shiny coins. They have kind of a deeper red coppery color than I'm used to seeing. That means that these were well stored nice and dry. You think my post-it note double die helped out? I tell you what, man, I never could have drawn anything and had it shown more times that was totally unimportant to me at the time I drew it. I drew that little drawing, and I swear 10 minutes after I drew it, it was in the garbage. I just threw it away. After I photographed it and got it digitized, you know, up there on the internet for people to see, well, I didn't see any importance in the work itself, because the work itself was the idea of getting it digitized. That's right. If you're going to ask a question about a specific coin or a specific instance of a coin or anything on a coin, I'm going to need to have wide shots plus the closest shot you can get to show me exactly what you're looking for. I may not make it to every question asked. Just have you know that right up front. But what I'm going to do is take the more common questions and build them into shows that I can show you guys the answers to those questions. As Adam Chambers gets the next coin. We've seen this die before. It's got that little slash mark running through the 9 there. Good afternoon, Paul. It's only morning over on the left coast. It's afternoon everywhere else. $2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, 12:30 Mountain, and 11:30 over on the left coast. And that's where Paul is, right? Somewhere over on the left coast over there, so it's still morning to him. Adam Chambers got coin number 16. Couple of little scrape marks on that one. Let's get coin number 17 for Mike Birchman out. Now let's take a quick peek. See that little thingy hanging out the bottom of the second 9? I've had people actually report that as a double die, and it actually comes out on most of the 1959 Lincoln cents, so don't let that fool you. That's just a part of the design for some reason. I think it was an accidental part of the design, but it turned out as a part of the design anyway. I'm talking about that little thing, that little nub hanging off the very bottom of the second 9 of the date. Don't let that get to you. It's supposed to be there. Well, we might actually make it through another 1959 roll without finding anything. And that's, okay. Hey, Starbuck Jeff and Coins, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Eddie Jams is going to get the next one. Now that little thing off the bottom of the 9 doesn't show up on every single coin, because once the dies start to wear, that thing kind of wears off more or less. With this one, it's almost invisible, but it is still there. Small light bar under the top bar of the 5. Well, I'll take a look at it. Is that on this coin, Paul? It was probably a reflection, but we'll take a look at it. Yeah, it's all reflection. It's basically you've got two little bits of metal shining against one another, and it kind of makes a real bright spot to look at. But we'll zoom in on this. We'll take a better, closer look at it. You can see for sure exactly what it is when I go into super cam mode here. And see as I turn it. Oops, where are we? There we are. You can see that that's nothing but, it's like the inside of a bread pan. Now it does have a little tiny die crack right on the lower loop there, on the top of the lower loop. Get it focused in here. That right there. Little tiny die crack. But you can barely see at this distance. Alright, this one's Eddie Gems. Do I have a 1959P DDO number 1? No, I don't. I don't think I do. I do have a couple of double die reverses for 1959, but they're packed away. Adam Chambers. Adam Chambers gets the next coin. I can guarantee you I know exactly what I'm looking for if I do see it. Very strong doubling, class 2 doubling in the date. There's another die that has moderate to strong, class 2 doubling in Liberty. There's at least one or two doubled eyelids that I know of. Double die reverses, the strongest of those being one that shows very strong doubling and 1 cent headed toward the rim. Hello, majestic sounds of coins. Adam Chambers gets this one. Next coin in the roll, Mr. Marshall. New Marshall in town gets this one. Well, I'm just not seeing any varieties in this roll at all. That's not a good thing, but then again, well, if they were easy to get, that's a little fleck of something on the coin. It's not in the metal. If they were easy to get, they wouldn't have any value, and then we wouldn't really be looking for them at that point, now would we? Well, some of us would. Still enjoy doing it regardless of how much value they have or how little value they have. But the fact that they do have value is what makes it really exciting, right? And unfortunately, we're not going to run into that with every roll. We sure give it a shot, though. Man, we really try. We try to please. And Marshall gets the next coin, too. Here's the next one for Mr. Marshall. Is that little nub at the bottom of the 9? That's normal. Not a double die. Nice big old die scratch underneath the bust there. In fact, we've got concentric die scratches. You can see all these die scratches are concentric to the center of the design. That at times is relatively normal. What they do is they take a rotary tool and they just go to town on the die. Alright, that's coin number 21. Now for coin number 22. Out of the bag comes Mike Birchman. Mike Birchman, it's coin number 22. A little tiny bit of machine doubling on this one. That is not a double die. So we get there, just a little bit of machine doubling on the top of the date. Let's take a look at the reverse, see what we get out of the reverse on this one. Kind of like to look at the initials on the reverse first on the memorial cent, because that kind of gives me a gauge as to where I'm headed. If I look at the reverse and the reverse initials look fat, then I can start looking for more stuff around the outside edge of the design. This one doesn't have anything on it. Nothing outside the ordinary. Started at 48 degrees today, now it's 75 and beautiful. Well, we're doing probably about the same, only about 20 degrees cooler. So it's probably about 50 degrees outside for us right now, which is quite warm right now compared to a couple of days ago. Man, it was bone chilling outside. Windy, breezy, cold, and then it started raining. Then the rain changed to snow. It was just an ugly day. And for anything I can see that looks different from the ordinary, if I find anything outside the ordinary, I'll definitely let you know, because we need to discuss it so that everybody learns it. And it's where the Alligator Alley goes across from, we're talking about I-75. Alligator Alley goes across from Miami, straight west to the Gulf Coast of Florida. As soon as you hit that Gulf Coast of Florida area and it goes toward the north, highway makes a beeline turn right there. That's the Naples area. Naples, Florida, nice place. I like it. That's the general area where Majestic Sounds of Coins lives. You should see pictures of his work. Awesome at what he does. Found a 1995 DDO number 1 in pretty nice shape last night in a random bankroll. Not extremely valuable, but a nice coin. You got that right. Really, really good example of a major double die, and not very expensive because there's a lot of them out there right now. Alright, that was for Joe McBride. We're going to move on to coin number 25 and go ahead and do coin number 25, and then I'll send you on a very short commercial break right after coin number 25 is over. You got Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer for coin number 25. And just like the other coins in the roll, I see nothing on the obverse of this one. Seems like we're probably going to go through a dud roll here. Things are going to get hot here this afternoon. That's for sure. Maybe cold outside, but it's going to be hot in here in the Coppercoins factory. We're going to be opening up a 1969 S roll today. First time those have been seen since they were minted 51 years ago. We're also going to do a 1970 S roll today. Now, those are known for large and small dates being mixed together in the same rolls. So there is some chance we could come out with some small dates. We'll go to a commercial real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about that. Be sure to check out and subscribe to Mantic Coins on YouTube, where host Shay Hoffmaster takes you through a fun-filled tour through numismatics to include coin auctions, educational videos, live roll hunts, and much more. Come join in the educational fun with Shay. Search Mantic Coins on YouTube and subscribe today. The best in online auctions just got better. Now you can enjoy Coin Night live auctions twice weekly with the addition of CNLA Weekend Edition with your host, Jessica Johnson. All the same excitement and the same great deals with a new host and at a new time. Come join in the fun this weekend. And here we're back. So right now we're doing roll reveal number 84. This is a 1959 Philadelphia Fed Reserve roll from the Federal Reserve Bank of Pittsburgh, the branch of Pittsburgh, the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. The next roll that we're going to do is a 1960 Philadelphia roll. It's coming up in another, it's coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. It's about another hour and a half from now. There's Chuck Nickel. Chuck Nickel gets the next coin in the roll. I got them scheduled for every 2 hours today. It's the only way I could fit 7 rolls in and be done before midnight was to do 2 rolls, or one roll every 2 hours. So 14 hours of opening rolls. I give 2 hours per program just in case we start running into a lot of really good stuff. Shorter programs are of course going to be the rolls that don't have quite the material in it that we're looking for. But we got that 1960 Philadelphia roll coming up at 4 o'clock. And then 6 o'clock is a 1969 S roll. At 8 o'clock is a 1970 S roll. And then 10 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time, we're going to be doing a 1999 Philadelphia roll. We'll be looking for those white AMs. We'll be looking for the double die obverses, double die reverses that could come with that particular issue. Doubled columns and other interesting things that come on the more modern memorial sense. I've hung drywall before. Not the most fun, but it works. I've done wall patching too. Cut out a piece and just put it in the wall and screw it in and putty over it and then paint over it. I've done that too. That was for Ron Fry. Next coin goes to Steve A. We sure got a lot of Steves around here. I'll tell you what. Steve tends to be a common name for coin collectors, I guess. We've got Steve in Dallas. We've got Steve looking for silver. We've got Steve Patat. Coin Junkie's name is Steve. We've got Steve A. What other Steves do I have? Something tells me I'm missing one. This coin number 29 goes to Ron Fry. No, I said Steve Patat. We got Steve in Dallas, Steve looking for silver, Steve Patat. Coin Junkie AG's name is Steve. Got Steve A. Stephen Elliott. That was one I forgot. That's a lot of Steves. I think there is a small partial doubled earlobe for a 1999 plane. Or is that a 2019? Is that 1999 that has that? I'm going to do my research before I get into that roll this evening because I want to make sure I'm picking up on everything, as I do with every one of them. That's one thing that you should probably do before you search any BU rolls of any particular date. Give yourself the opportunity of seeing some of the listings and some of the nice close-up photos. That way, it will kind of get your brain working in that direction, and you'll kind of know what you're looking for before you actually start working to find it. That way you'll look all smart around your friends when you find one. Like, oh, hey, there we go. There's a DDO number 2. Everybody looks at you like, how did you know that? Well, it's because I just looked it up 30 minutes ago. And I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night. Name is really Stevie, but you go by Steve. We can call you Stevie. You want us to call you Stevie? Mike Birchman. Mike Birchman gets the next one. Oh, there's a lot of relatively common names that we don't have as many of. It's like I don't know that we have any Johns here at all. Got a couple of Jeffs. Got a Paul or two, a Dave. Then we've got 3 Chucks. That's a little unusual. We've got Chuck Patillo, we've got me, we've got Chuck Nickel. Well, these are nice coins. If they don't turn out to have any die varieties on them, at least they're decent looking coins. Nice for your album. Probably a decent upgrade. And leave the light on for me. Eddie Jams. We do have a John, Taco John. That's right. So I was thinking there for a minute we didn't have any Johns. But we do. Taco John. What's that? That's an interesting little struck through thing going on there. Right there between the R and the T of Liberty. Nope, that's a lamination flake. That's a lamination peel. That little flake would come right off the coin. If I reached down there and lifted it, it'd come right off the coin. So Eddie Jams, when you get this, be careful with that little area. When you're moving the coin around, make sure that you're careful with it, because that little thingy right there is kind of cool, and it could just fly. It could fall right off the coin. That's just a little flake of metal. All right. There's the other side. That happens when the generally and usually it happens when the press picks up a piece of lamination or something from another coin. It falls into the chamber and gets struck into the next coin. Most of the time it falls out. Sometimes it doesn't. That was for Eddie Jams. Let's take a look at the next one. That's Joe McBride. And Joe McBride will get the next coin. Miss Jessica, are you learning from this process? It's going to be your turn soon. You'll get to do a reveal or two, right? And then you got an auction coming up at 3 o'clock Central Time this Sunday. That's tomorrow. 3 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. Join Jessica Johnson right here on the Coppercoins channel for the Coppercoins Weekend Edition. Gold flakes, there you go. And Jessica has a whole host of coins and other things ready to sell at auction. Why don't you throw that link up there again of the place where they can go to see the auction lots you've got running tomorrow. Oh, there's another one that got some fiber underneath it. There's a little bit of fiber hanging up on It's like a hinge of metal on the T of trust. I'm not going to mess with it because I don't want to mess with that hinge. Well, you do have the rolls I sent. Once we can get into this, I'll send you a number of more rolls that we can work through. How's that? Jessica starts doing reveals too. I'm kind of excited about that prospect. I'd love to watch and sit and watch her go through our roll with you guys. That'd be really cool. What do you think? You guys all think that's cool? Jessica doing reveals like this? Mr. Fletcher? Mr. Fletcher will get the next one. There's your auction for 223. That's tomorrow. There's all your items for. Another weird thing going on the R over there. Well, everybody's ready for it, Jessica. You just let me know when you're ready for it. You can go ahead and sell reveal spots tomorrow if you want to for any one of those rolls. I just need you to go into those like we talked about. Get them listed. I figure out what it is. Alright, Mr. Fletcher. Moving on to coin number 36. Hello, AZ Coins. Joe McBride. Joe McBride gets the next one. I can't exactly say it's toasty warm, but we are having a good Saturday. It's wet outside because it rained for a few days before it snowed. Then it snowed. Then it froze because it wasn't even freezing when it was snowing. But then when it froze over the snow froze into a crust, but everything underneath is still soggy. So you walk around out there, you crunch, squish, crunch, squish, crunch, squish. It's kind of ugly. But the sun's shining. Hopefully we'll get some drying out of the event. There's one for Paul Hampton right here. I think by the time we've hit this part of the roll, we're up to coin number 37 now. Once we hit this part of a roll, and we haven't found anything, we can pretty much say that it's pretty likely we're not going to find anything of measurable value as far as premium is concerned through the remainder of the roll, except errors. So, looking for die varieties, we're pretty much done with that idea, even though we still keep our eyeballs open, but we're not going to expect anything. But you could run into a struck through, a die cap, or any other sort of thing like that anytime. Anytime. You could get one out of 2 or 3 bags, or you could get 3 per roll. It just depends. I run into blank planchets in the middle of the rolls. I've run into off-center struck coins in the middle of rolls. Seen all sorts. I have seen all sorts. Where did my face go? As far as I know, it's still on the front of my head. I took it down because I wanted you guys to be able to see more of what's going on over here. And I just think it's kind of unimportant to see my head in this particular kind of thing. Notice how you can read everything a little bit better down here, and you can see everything a little bit better. It's because I moved my face out of the way. Out of the way. Alright, Sissy Atwell gets the next coin. Let's find it. There it is. You are very close to the goal on a new computer. We're doing the computer, microscope, lighting, camera, software. We're going to get her all set up. Then I'm going to have her slaving away at it. For those of you who might have the opportunity, I don't know whether or not you planned on it, but if you're anywhere near Atlanta, Georgia, you've got the what they call the Midwinter A&A, or the A&A Money Show, coming up in Atlanta the last weekend of February. That's 1 week from today. I will be at that show in Atlanta. Hit me up if you plan on being there. Might get a chance to talk for a little while. Although, as you can understand, everyone who goes to a show pays their money to go to the show simply so that they can pick up inventory, do their networking, or whatever they need to do. So I will be sort of busy, but we'll have time to sit and talk for a little while. That's the A&A Money Show in Atlanta. I believe when I will be there, it'll be the 28th or the 29th of February. Saturday. Next Saturday. I think it's the 29th. So I'm going to use my leap year wisely. I was born on a leap year. Interesting enough. So that means I turn exactly 14 years old this year. Chuck Nickel. I wasn't born on February 29th, but I was born during a leap year. Got a roll of quarters and it had a nickel in it. I guess the only way that works to your advantage is when you get rolls of pennies that have dimes in them, huh? I mean, you know, because quarters won't fit in a nickel roll. Half dollars won't fit in a dime roll. So the only coin that's smaller than another coin that we use, but higher in value, is the dime to the cent. Oh, and the dime to the nickel, actually. You could get dimes and nickel rolls, I guess. I don't know. Haven't done a whole lot to try opening a nickel roll in a long time. And it's mostly because I don't really care too much for nickels. Eddie Jams. Eddie Jams gets the next coin in the roll. Wow, a nice bright one. Some nice bright coins coming out of here. Yeah, I usually find pennies and nickel rolls, so there you're taking up the spot of a nickel with a penny. You're losing 4 cents. Yeah, I lost 4 cents, but man, that was a nice double die. Saw a Beetle Bailey cartoon one time where somebody was going to give Beetle Bailey a dime for his penny. And I was like, wow, that's kind of stupid. The guy walks away saying, ah, it's a nice 1955 double die. I don't remember where I saw that. Sorry, I hit the mic. A box of pennies that had a dime in the bottom of the box. So they paid you 10 cents to go through them. I should tell you, people, it has been so long since I've gone to the bank just to pick up pennies to go through. Long time. The reason for that is because I'm just busy. And I'm flat out busy all the time. Doing something. Joe McBride again. There's Joe McBride's next coin. Found a blank in your second roll and haven't found 1 cent, huh? It happens that way. Then there'll be another time you'll find 2 or 3 of them in one roll. Just kind of works out that way. I think I probably went 15 years without finding a single cud. Then I found a retained cud in one roll. In the very next bag, I found a full-on cud. Oh, forgot to put Joe's name with that. Oh, no. What did I do? Oh, I've already drawn Joe's name for the next coin. Is that right? Mike? Joe? I think that's what I did. Alright, so here's Joe's coin. I've only found one cud. I think it was a 72, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a 1972. I don't remember the mint. I think it was a D-mint. An 1816 large cent, very fine? No. I mean, V15, that'd be fine 15. I have no idea, buddy. No idea. I'd have to look it up. I don't know anything about large cents. I know they're large. I know they're made of copper. I know they made them from about 1793 up until about 1857. But that's stretching it right there. That's about as far as I go. Marshall gets the next coin. I really am strictly a Lincoln Cent student. That's pretty much all I do know is Lincoln Cents. See that email down at the bottom of the screen and mail call at coppercoins.com? You guys can send questions about Lincoln Cents to that email. And I will consider your questions for inclusion in a show where I will answer your question, give you credit for having sent in the question, and I'll come up with visual aids that will help me answer that question. I'll be doing those shows on Monday afternoon, starting in March. Monday afternoon, starting in March. I don't know exactly what time yet. But it's not really going to be a live interactive show as much as it's going to be more of a show that I'm recording. I am going to record them with an audience, with a chat audience. So you can be in the chat. You can ask follow-up questions to any of the things I have going on, but I will not take questions directly in the chat. The questions I will be answering are ones that came through this email address. That's pretty cool, James. Let me guess. Is it a 1983? There's a number of those in 1983. They run all the way across the coin. That was for Steve A. That's coin number 47, now coin number 48. Got 3 coins left. This is coin number 48. Sorry. It's going to Mr. Fletcher. $89. It's not highly uncommon for those first years of the zinc cents to come up with all kinds of die cracks. I don't think they fully expected the damage that the zinc planchets would do to the dies. I don't think they were properly hardened for the process. Ooh, this one's spotty. Getting close to the end of the roll again. I think a progression on that particular 82 cud would show you that it was a Philadelphia mint coin. just a mint mark area was broken away, made you wonder. But if you find a progression, an earlier version that has that particular part of the die still intact, you know what mint made the coin. But the idea that you happen to have a cud on a 1982D small date that weighs 3.1 grams is rather a far stretch, don't you think? Turns out, generally, if what you're thinking is a far stretch, it's likely not true. Far stretches don't happen often in coins. Alright, that was Adam Chambers. And we have our last coin for Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer gets the last coin in the roll. Let's see what it looks like. Little scratchy here and there. Got toning on it though. Nothing else that I can see right here. Let's take a look at the reverse. And the reverse looks normal, and that does it. Sorry folks, we ended up with a variety-free roll of 1959 Philadelphia Lincoln cents. Hopefully the 1960 roll that we go through in 1 hour is going to be better. Hoping everything works out for the best. But there we have it, an entire roll of 50 coins that we found nothing special on. I'm doing fine, Avery. And how are you? There we go, Majestic. 1816 large cent and fine is 50 in the red book. Hey, look at the gray sheet. I put my eyeballs back on so I can read. According to the dealer buy sheet, an 1816 in fine is a $40 item, and in very fine it's $85. So a fine 15 would be $50, $60. All right, folks, we've got 4 o'clock. There we can go down the... Here. Set it that way. Oh, I've got military time on there. So at 4 o'clock, we're doing number 85. That's the 60 Philadelphia Fed roll. At 6 o'clock, we're doing number 86. That'll be the 69S roll. At 8 o'clock, we'll be doing number 87. That's a 70S roll. And at 10 o'clock tonight, I'll be doing the 99P roll. That's at 10 o'clock tonight. All times Eastern. Subtract 3 for Pacific. And that's what we got going on here. Folks, I'm going to take my Shermanator outside for a walk. And I'll come back in and get prepared for the next reveal coming up in about 45 minutes. So I'll see you guys there. It's on my channel. I'll see you then. 4 p.m. Next roll, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern time.